Hello everyone, we are Group 7. I'm Cassie. Now I will talk about freedom of speech. What is the freedom of speech? It is the right for people to talk what they want, and sometimes it was a mean about wider freedom of expression. Cry Freedom is a movie about South Africa. Black people want the rights and land white people have. The main character, Biko, is the leader of black people. Biko don't have the freedom of speech. It is because government think Biko is a radical and arrest him in the house. In Taiwan, we have great freedom of speech. For example, some TV shows are talking and comment government. It's impossible in South Africa in 1979 because their government didn't allow black people issue in public. I think freedom of speech is important for people. If that people can express themselves and it also restrictions our society become fair. In Taiwan, we have been restricted from speaking, so we know it is a painful experience.
Today, I will talk about abuse of power. First of all, let me explain what that means. A simple definition of the abuse of power is a misuse of a position of power to take unjust advantage of individuals, organizations, or governments. Next, I'm going to talk about abuse of power in the cry freedom. The abuse of power is exemplified through the action of the South African government and its security forces. The authorities unjustly detain and torture Steve Biko, a prominent black anti-apartheid activist, as a means to silence and intimidate him. Furthermore, the government exerts pressure on white journalist Gerald Woods, who supports Biko and attempts to expose the truth about his imprisonment and the justices faced by black South Africans. Woods faces harassment, threats, and censorship, demonstrating how those in power manipulate the media and employ coercion to maintain control and prevent the dissemination of information that challenges their regime. Then, abuse of power is not a thing of the past, but a problem that is happening in today's world. For example, in Myanmar, the military took control of the government in a coup. The people disagreed and started protesting. They wanted democracy restored and their elected leaders released. The military responded with violence, causing injuries and deaths. It's important for the world to pay attention and stand in solidarity with the people of Myanmar. Lastly, in my opinion, I think it's very unforgivable for the government to abuse its power. It's unfair and unjust. We need to hold those responsible accountable and make sure they face consequences for their actions. Transparency and rules can help prevent abuse of power. We should all stand up against it and work towards a fair and equal society.
Government corruption. Government corruption refers to when government officials misuse their power for personal gain that is not allowed by law. There are different types of corruption, including bribery, lobbying, blackmails, trading influence, and illegal gains. Corruption can also enable illegal activities like drug trafficking and money laundering. Also, it is not limited to these activities. Additionally, when government power is abused to suppress political opponents, or when the police engages in excessive force, it is considering political corruption. After the death of Mr. Biko, the government said he bravely started himself to resist them. However, in reality, the police mistreated him and refused to give him medical help, causing his death. The media spread the false story and hid the truth. There was nothing but hypocritical expressions of respect and self-gratification from the white individual during press conferences. Look what bullshit they are talking about. When I saw the part about Mr. Pickle's death, the first thing that came to my mind was the case of Hong Zhongqiu. It has already been 10 years since this accident. It may be noticed that the government is capable of covering up. The Ministry of National Defense has continuously covering up the details. Their statements have been inconsistent and evasive until the issue escalated and the truth could no longer be concealed. The government holds a lot of power in the country, but it's not all powerful. We can see in Cry Freedom how Mr. Wu managed to escape from South Africa with the help of many people, reveal the horrifying truth to the world. Similarly, in the case of Hong Zhongqiu, the attention of the people and the media made it difficult for the government to cover up the incident, eventually bringing the truth to light. We can observe that the most crucial factor in this situation is the ability of the people to have awareness. When people come together and stand up to the government, we can reduce the chance to government injustice.